Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Final Whistle with myself, Pila Peterot. I'm still standing in for Sanani Mangisa. Let's move on to something that's covered all over our media. It was the Springbok side that has been mentioned, and the Twins haven't made the box side. I mean, everyone is shocked and everyone doesn't understand Rassi's thinking behind that. What are your guys' thoughts of the two twins, the Dupree twins not making the Springbok team?
I think for me, they're very unlucky, especially Jean-Luc, who probably would have been the front runner between the two of them to actually make the side. But I mean, if you have guys like Dwayne Vermeulen and Pieter-Steph du Toit, who's really done well in that 7 jersey, it kind of makes it really difficult to bring in another person to fulfill that role. And I really like Pieter-Steph at 7 now. I think he's brought a lot of physicality to the plate. His lineup work is excellent. His work around the pitch his work rate is fantastic. So they might feel hard done by, but I think the better choice would have is Pieter-Steph du Toit at 7, with Skhumbuzo Noche having that extra X factor to fill in those any three of those roles in 6, 7, or 8. So, and that's just my opinion.
No, fair.
Yeah, but my take, guys, sorry, just to come in. I mean, I don't think Dan Dupree is unlikely to have not made the side. I really don't think he's up to the pace of the call it the 8s we have in the country. That's Dan Dupree. So I don't feel he's unlucky. Jean-Luc.
How many 8s do we have?
Well, I mean, at the moment we're rotating. We got Warren Whiteley, we got Dwayne Vermeulen, and we're also playing Skhumbuzo at 8, and then at times we've been playing Francois Lowe. So I mean, if I'm taking 2 8s to, as in call it specialists,
Whiteley and
Dwayne, I'm good. Then moving to Jean-Luc, I mean, I don't know how many Currie Cup games he's had, but I'd assume it's probably a regulation play on Rassi's side not to bring him up. I don't think he's call it 100% fit. I mean, I'm assuming that. Okay,
but played through 80 minutes, guys.
But I mean, how many games has he played?
How much more fitness do you need, though?
No, I get you, but I mean,
Ubongi did not play any rugby at all, but he played against England. He started against England.
Yeah, but we're talking about the 8th man situation here. We've got an embarrassment of riches in the loose forwards and in the tight forwards, guys. So now, the reason Rassi picked the players that he's worked with, and they've done well from the June test. Right into the rugby championship. So we've got it, and it's a World Cup year. This is the test matches we're playing in Europe now are the last test we're going to play before the World Cup. So now you can't be testing combinations, and
so they haven't played themselves out of the squad.
I don't think so.
They did fine.
I think Jean-Luc will make the squad. I don't think Dan Dupree will.
No, Dan Dupree played in the June test. I mean, he got an opportunity, and so he didn't play too well. He didn't play too well in those 2. He was one of the weakest links in the loose trio. So look, right now we've got an embarrassment of riches in those positions. So Rassi doesn't have to chop and change and bring in new players, and he has to work with the players that he's got into this autumn series in the UK.
And then now we've got newcomers coming into the squad, Rassi's squad. We've got Peterson and we've got Ronel no Schickeling. I mean, what are your guys' thoughts of these newcomers coming through?
I like JD Schickeling. I think he's bounced back well from that fractured neck that he suffered when he played under 21s for Western Province against the Bulls. And I think for me, if I can, the closest person that I can compare him to is Pieter-Steph du Toit in terms of the physicality that he brings. He's a big boy. He's about the same.
He's a big boy.
The same physical presence as Pieter-Steph du Toit. His lineup work is probably still needs a little bit more work. His set piece, but his work around the pitch is fantastic. He carries the ball very, very well. I think if we roughly look at the Currie Cup stats, he will probably be in the top 5 ball carriers throughout the tournament. Sergio Peterson, I think he's still rough around the edges. I like him. I think he's one of the most skillful players in South Africa, but my only gripe with him is his ability to tackle his defense. and that will be tested a lot in this. If should he get an opportunity in the on the end of year tour. Who else is new?
Don't you think that Sergio Peterson has lost pace after? Remember, Sergio Peterson burst into the scene when he came into the Kings.
He hasn't lost. He hasn't lost anything. Did you see
the two ACL injuries?
Did you see what he did to Kevin Bosch?
Okay, yeah.
There we go. He hasn't lost anything. What do you think? Uplon is in the mix. He finally cracks a nod into the system.
Happy for Uplon. I know all these days. He's about 34 now. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, he's not using his soccer age.
So I mean, I'm happy for him, and I think he blends into the DNA of the kind of call it back three that Rassi's trying to get with.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Fast guys, strike runners, and basically call it X factor players. So give me half a gap, and I'm actually gonna maximize.
Yeah.
So that's something that you are gonna get from Gio Uplon. Willie Leroux, is he in the mix too?
Okay. No, I don't think
him and Faf.
Okay, so Willie Leroux available. Okay, it makes sense on Gio Uplon too then. Yeah.
And then Unyakane, Dioga, Vermeulen, those guys are back. Unyakane was unlucky not to be part of the system because of he had an injury, and now he's playing.
Those guys have been around us, and especially the squad. So Unyakane has been a fringe player in and out of the team. So his selection is justified. I mean, he's a good scrummer, can play loose head and tight head.
Yeah.
So his selection there is justified. I mean, Lord Deache, if you remember a couple of years, barring injuries, he was one of the best locks in the country. I mean, he was a player of the year. So I think he's coming back.
Number 5 wave in the country.
Over who? Over RG?
Yeah. It's going to be very difficult.
This is impossible.
It's going to be very difficult.
We've got an embarrassment of riches, guys. We've got like 6
very good locks.
International locks.
No, but let's sort this out now, very quickly. Who's a better lock? Deaga or RG Snyman?
It's Lord Deaga because of his experience. RG Snyman is still raw, still young. We want him there. He's going to be around the team. He's going to grow. Lord Deaga has his experience. He's been in Super Rugby. He's played test matches.
I also thought Lord.
Lord Deaga.
What? Wow, amazing.
Not to take your show. Can you move to the screen?
Okay, number 9.
Number 9.
Number
What I'm
9.
really interested there is that he's brought in Schroeder. And he's brought in Ivan van Zyl, so obviously continuation, and then also Emrys Papiri.
Papiri is on the mix as well.
Probably people start thinking I'm the spokesperson for Papiri now, but I'd really like to get Papiri have a go, a decent go, and it's going to be interesting how he actually decides who actually starts for him in the game.
Isn't Kobus Reinach as well?
I'm sure what he's going to do is that he's going to continue with the same guy with the call it the first 2 games.
No, there's no Kobus.
And then just rotate the guys. But I'd really like to see
Louis Schroeder
proper go. Schroeder did play well, but it would really be concerning that he's going to go and leapfrog Emrys Papiri.
Do you reckon he will?
No, I don't know.
We know the box.
I think if I were to make a guess, I think you'd probably start with Ivan van Zyl.
Also depending on the conditions over there. I mean, Papir is more of a fast-paced, fast-declared type of player.
But what's evident with those 9s that are in the squad is that one of them will have to take his opportunity.
Yes, no, definitely.
Because now the number 21 jersey in Japan next year. Because the banker 9 will be Faf de Klerk, and then all 4 of those guys, or 3 of those guys, will have to fight for the number 21 jersey.
It also depends on who. I mean, how many 9s does he want to take to
I think the most
World
will
Cup
take,
and
sacrifice.
And sacrifice a player. We never know. I mean, it's up for. I mean, the number 9 position. Yes, Faf de Klerk has got that secured. But then now, who comes after him? Van Zyl, Papir, and now Schroeder, who's been introduced into the system.
Yeah. Look, from a short-term World Cup perspective, you don't have much time in terms of covering that. But when you look into the future, I mean, Papir is only 20. I don't know how old Van Zyl is. So, I mean, we're good for the future.
He's fairly young. He's fairly young himself.
I'm not concerned there. Where I am concerned about is my son, Jan Seffontein. I don't know what his story is. Whether he's not available or he's actually not selected.
No, he's not selected.
He's just come back from injury. So I think they're still giving him a bit of time at Montpellier.
But also, Rassi, I think he likes Andre Esterhuizen. He likes the big burly 12, old school South African 12 who likes to take the ball up. You know.
Well, I mean, it's been, as I say, he's worked with what he has at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, so his preference is Dialinde when he's fit, and then when he's not fit, Esterhuizen comes in and does those bulletin runs for him. But that's, as I say, that's what he's had for now. He hasn't had Jan Serfontein at his disposal. Yeah. And then also looking at inside centres that aren't big in the country, there's no real name that comes up as a contention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's where we'll leave the Springbok squad. Now we'll just tackle the fixtures that will take place. The fixtures that will take place in the UK. The Springboks are up against England this weekend. And your predictions for the weekend?
Look, we've played England 3 times this year, beaten them twice. We lost a rainy game in Cape Town where we, if we are prepared, but I'm worried about this game because of the way we've been playing away from home.
Yeah.
In Argentina and the one game in Australia. I think England has got our number in this game.
I think, and Cobbs has got a fair point in terms of the away record. We've only won one game out of 9 tests this year away from home, and that's not great. We need to start finding some consistency playing away from home. We really do well when we play at home, and I think England will be better prepared, even though they still got a number of guys out.
They'll
definitely be better prepared. I mean, the fact that they brought in John Mitchell to come help out with the defense, which was quite an issue in the June internationals. They conceded quite a lot of tries from set plays out wide, which I think John Mitchell will definitely try and remedy in terms of trying to get more width on the defense, so that they can close off the dangerous runners of Apiwet Yankee on the wing and Springbok on that wing.
Go, they're running thin on experience for this weekend in terms of injuries. I mean, the Vunapola brothers, both of them are out.
Yeah.
I mean, how much? And Launch Perry, one of the strongholds in the engine room.
Yeah. No, I mean, and if you were to ask me who I'd put my money on this weekend, I'd definitely still say the Boks. I think we are coming along nicely from a momentum. I mean, when we came back, call it from New Zealand, we beat Australia comfortably. We went to Loftus and gave the game away to the All Blacks. Yeah. And so, I mean, we're in a good trajectory for now, and we just need to keep at it. And as you mentioned yourself, I mean, they've got a couple of injury concerns, but also on our side, we've got our guys coming together.
Yeah.
And I mean, our guys up front are really going to give them quite a thumping. So it's a bit...
Chickling...
Toy, So I mean, the guys are really going to give them a go, and I definitely back us to go out there and win. It's not going to be easy. Never is easy winning at Tuckers, but I'd probably say Boks by 4.
Ooh. Yeah. And it's all about game management with the Boks. If we can manage the game, we can play with the lead. So I worry about that. Plus, I think England have played us 3 times this year, so
we know